welcome to another rousing edition of Fort Fun Friday Facts, better known as... It is 2024, in case you were unaware.
Oh.
Is that what you're trying to do?
I did 2024, and instead of like two...
It is the year 224. We must be aliens, because this technology is from the future.
Okay, I don't know where we're going with that. It's an awesome morning. It's a Friday.
This is what happens when we take a long break from our videos.
This is what happens no matter what we do.
And I can't drink, apparently. Hi, my name's Mark, and I have a drinking problem.
Nothing goes in your mouth. Awesome. So, welcome to 2024. I don't think we did one at the beginning, did we? Happy New Year!
Happy New Year. No, we weren't.
Yeah, it was a good break. A lot of activity, new year, new things to do, new plans to make, new places to go, new people to meet.
Okay. And we're slightly crooked.
We just
a
like
touch.
This? Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's exciting because this is the time of year that the weather starts acting really, really funny and gets a little, do we know what's happening in the weather? Absolutely. No.
You think 60 degrees in December wasn't funny?
It was funny.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was funny.
Yeah.
So there is this thing here in Colorado, as most of you know, as the stock show. And we actually equate the stock show to the weather.
This is true.
That's true.
Yeah.
It is a saying here in Colorado that it must be stock show because the weather's getting cold. And there's a study that was done to say, is that really true?
All right.
Well, meteorologists and investigators really from Colorado State University and the surrounding areas, they put weather monitors and looked at the history, and that is myth true or myth busted? What do you think?
Myth true or myth busted?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with truth.
Busted.
Busted.
It says that the study shows that it's actually a busted myth of when the stock show comes into town, the weather plummets. However, later on in the article, it talks about that the last 2 years during the stock show, which is this year, January 6th through January 21st, the weather is supposed to get really cold. And last year we had 3 inches of snow when we didn't have any snow.
I feel like their study's wrong.
I do too.
Like
I just started laughing.
Pre-knowledge of stock show. Like, I
Right.
knew there was a thing of a stock show, but like before, I guess we were probably together, but before we really paid attention to the stock show, like, if someone asked me, like, what's winters like in Colorado? I'd say, well, usually early January, it gets really, really cold for about a week or two. And other than that, we're in the 30s and 40s all winter.
Yeah.
And it's fabulous.
And it's wonderful. This year, just as your fact, bundle up. Because it dropped this past week. We were in the 50s, 60s, 40s. I mean, going back
40s,
and forth,
around the
40s,
40s, yeah.
Right? And then it plummeted last night as the stock show really, really got kicked off. And it is supposed to go possibly dip below zeros.
Yay!
Zero. During the time that stock show is in town. So it's the National Western Stock Show. It's down at the National Western Stock Show complex in Denver. And there's a lot of fun things to do there, you guys, from the horse pulls to, it's equated, if you don't know anything about the horse world, like the tractor pulls. It's just with horses, big, strong horses. There's the rodeo. There's the shopping. There is the dog trial, athletic dog. There's just a bunch going on. And if you're into showing cattle or pigs or all of that is happening as well. There's some really cool stuff going on with some of our youth here in Colorado when they take an animal, they groom it, they raise it, and they prep it for the stock show. And they literally have to take care of and maintain this animal's health. And then they
and
win.
then depending on the animal, we might get to eat it a couple months later.
Yeah, yeah.
It's delicious.
There are some who are paying these youth $10,000 to $15,000 for the animal that they have raised, groomed, and cultivated with. So it's really from 4-H to the stock show. Those I guess lessons of hard work.
Yeah, of what it takes to raise livestock. It's invaluable. I mean, we have, all joking aside, we have a stock show pork in our basement, and this young girl, we're good friends with the family, but I mean, literally just she spends a lot of time learning how to take care of these animals, raise these animals for, consumption on the road.
Yeah, and all the lessons that they learn upon the way is hard to put into words. Just with our girls, out with the horses, they have to learn certain skills, and now they don't go up for auction, but within that, they have to learn how to take care. They have to learn responsibility. They have to learn the way that you can or cannot act in certain situations because of the atmosphere or the circumstance you are in, whether it causes a dangerous situation or you can calm down the situation. There's a lot of life skills when it comes to these kiddos and the competitors and everything going on around the stock show. Except it's cold. And guess what? They have to face that weather, man. What was it supposed to get negative?
Down to -7, I think, tonight.
So I just flew back in from New Jersey and it was cold there. They had a bad storm in their mind. Yeah. In their mind, which, I mean, I'm sure there's worse storms, but I walked outside and it's just heavy rain. Now I get there is certain things as far as flooding there that I don't relate to because I'm from Colorado. The area that I was in, I was just windshield wipers driving through the rain. And people were like, how did you drive? Was it okay? And I said, yeah, just, drop the degrees to -7, have some snow, and then add the wind that was going on there with some black ice underneath, and that is a Colorado bed.
But it's true. I didn't think about the flooding because when we were in Charleston, 2 years ago, and in the middle of the summer and there's a big rainstorm, we're like, cool, it's raining outside, whatever. And all of a sudden it went from everything's fine to everything's flooded because you're so close to sea level.
You're so close to sea level.
That everything floods very, very quickly.
So, and at the stock show, what these kids and everyone else there has to prepare for with their livestock and prepare, like, it's just this, it's interesting, but back to the article, the stock show weather is true. Yeah, I know, right? We just started to go, woo, woo. But that's Friday.
We got back to the beginning.
We got back to the beginning.
It's all
so
good.
Even though they say it's a myth because they're tracking how the weather allocates to every year and how it doesn't,
I think it's a conspiracy. I think it ties into all the conspiracies of DIA, and it's part of this underground city that's built under there, and this I don't know what they call it, cabal or whatever of mystery and whatever. Yeah.
The article puts it this way. It says the myth is that the precipitation is usually cold, snowy, windy weather that accompanies all the cowboy hats coming to Denver in January. And honestly, the minute it hits January and you might have some really good weather and it hits that second weekend when stock show normally is, and we're like, that weather gets cold and everybody around here says, well, it must be time for stock show. So, moving on. We had a little woo in that
little
fact. Yeah. In that fact that's happening at the stock show. Go, enjoy, prepare for crowds. Look at their schedule online. Just go to nationalwesternstockshow.com.
Yep.
And look for whatever you would like to go see.
Yeah. Oh, other news quickly. Eagles fight cancer.
Oh, yeah.
Night is this weekend. So Friday and Saturday, I think, right? Friday, Saturday, or Saturday, Sunday?
Just the, yeah, no.
I think it's Friday, Saturday,
Friday,
if I'm not
Friday,
mistaken.
Saturday.
So come out, support the Eagles. It'll be a great event. We'll be there Saturday. And, yeah, we'd love to.
It's such a great event. All the hockey players, they support one individual. They put them on the helmet. A lot of the hockey players also relate to, in one way or the other, having someone that they love either fighting cancer or has been through cancer or is, and it's really beautiful how they celebrate these individuals who are fighting for their lives or have been through it in triumph, and it becomes kind of a really cool small knit community.
They do a great job.
Yeah, UC Health and Eagles Fight Cancer Night.
Yep.
So
go out and support them. Moving on to real estate news.
The real.
Good news pointed ahead for this year. We have more inventory on the market right now than we have had, than we usually have at this time of year. So that's great news, because the more inventory on the market, the more options there are for buyers. And, there's some of the less of the craziness that had been going on the last couple of years. So a stable market, I think, we've talked about this for years, is truly good for everybody, both buyers and sellers. The other side of that is interest rates.
Balanced market.
Right.
Not
balanced.
Stable
Well,
market.
yeah, balanced.
Okay.
Yeah. Balanced, stable. I mean, I would call the price increases pretty volatile the last, around COVID years.
That's true. That's true.
So anyway, balanced, stable. Interest rates are starting to kind of steady out a little bit. We expect to see, a little bit of a drop here this year, but it's going to be pretty consistent, pretty stable. Again, good news. And likely one lender friend of ours thinks we're likely to end up kind of in the low sixes by the end of the year, which is good because we're not going to the eights and dropping down to the fours and then back up to the eights. I think we're going to be kind of in the fives and sixes for most of the year. So good news there for everybody, kind of all around.
Yeah, which is really exciting. It's really, really exciting here because there's been a lot of emotions, a lot of stress, a lot of questions happening within our market here in northern Colorado. And the news that's coming out as far as what is happening with the interest rates and inflation, what's on the market, what's off the market, this kind of gives everybody a deep breath so we can settle in and really, really guide people to what their needs are within their living situations. And that gives us joy and excitement, and that we get to stand with whomever we're working with and guide that journey in a little bit less of what's going to happen tomorrow with my interest rate. Should I lock my loan now? Should I lock it later? There's all these questions, and should I be doing this? And is anybody going to purchase my other? There's and now we can just kind of bring that back down to let's have a really good, confident conversation within your selling and buying needs.
Yeah.
Cool. So this we are moving into. We still need to work on these transitions.
What are you talking about? These are brilliant transitions.
Brilliant transitions. So going from blah, I just saw a goat.
You did just see a goat.
Is that the one? So I need to do the blah again. I don't know why I keep going blah.
On to the weird and odd news.
Hi, Eric.
Everybody's favorite time.
It's Eric.
It is Eric. Eric, I did not see you at the ACU update.
He's in California, maybe?
Well, he was, but your bride was there, so what's your excuse? I mean, that's all I'm saying.
I wasn't there either, Eric.
Yeah, she was.
I was in New Jersey.
But Beth Ann, if you watch this, or Eric, you can pass this on. Beth Ann, you did a great job with the ACU, as always. Once again, I am smarter, wiser, and more prepared for the year ahead. Thank you.
That makes my job easier throughout the year.
It
Thank
does.
you, Beth Ann.
It does. It does.
Okay.
So in Arizona, We have a pet goat that was rescued from the rooftops. Arizona Fire Department said that it was a rooftop rodeo when firefighters were called to rescue a pet goat that found its way onto a roof of a home and became stranded. Unfortunately, we don't know the name of the goat. I don't know why this reporter slacked on their job finding that out. However, so the Glendale Fire Department wrangling up the goat off the roof.
So National Western Cowboy Hat Stock Show Rodeo into wrangling a goat on the mountain.
Wrangling a goat.
In Arizona.
I am a little disappointed that my brother-in-law is not there. Granted, it's Glendale, not Phoenix, which Glendale, for those of you that don't know, is kind of a suburb of the Phoenix area. But yeah, Scott, when you watch this, where were you?
Where were you?
I mean, if you hear through the grapevine of, hey, we're in Glendale, we got a goat on the roof, I expect you to be gone and be going after it.
Come on, bro.
What can I say? But he's battalion chief now. He's too important for those kind of calls.
He's been for
for a long time. Yeah. Moving on, I'll spit my fire here in a minute. The Zoological Wildlife Foundation in Miami had posted earlier on Instagram a name contest trying to name this capybara that just so happened to be doing the Thriller dance.
What?
Yeah. I watched it. Is it really doing the Thriller dance? But it got over 9 million likes for this capybara and tons of recommendations for names. And the name that the zoo evidently settled on was Eve. Eve has absolutely nothing to do with Thriller, absolutely nothing to do with the Thriller video, absolutely nothing to do with Halloween. It was ultimately named Eve as it arrived at their zoo on Christmas Eve. Are you kidding me with this right now? Are you kidding me? With all of the options to tie it with that Thriller song that made it go viral on Instagram, they settled on Eve. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Cindy.
Yes.
Boo.
Boo.
Boo. Boo. You know what, Cindy? We could probably come up with a better name. Right?
Oh, guaranteed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Now on to my favorite story. With this weird news, I feel like I'm always bombarded with weird Guinness Book of World Records, old people doing dumb things they probably shouldn't because they could break a hip, and animal stories. And it gets exhausting because it's hard to find good content when it feels like it's the same old stuff. Well, wait no longer. If you're like me, we have it. We have the content of the year. Michigan's Wayne State University has released its 15th annual list of long lost words due for a comeback. I love this list. This is amazing. I am a terrible speller. I'm not all that good with words, but this is amazing. I don't know how I've missed it the last 15 years, but guaranteed I will be on the lookout for it for the next 15. So some of the words that they want to make a comeback, not necessarily making a comeback, but they would like to see. Blatherskite, and that is a person who talks at great length without making much sense. Hence, Fort Fun Friday Facts tends to be a blatherskite of conversation.
I like it.
Yeah.
Blatherskite.
Yeah.
Does that mean we are blatherskites? Or is
on Fridays when we're doing lives, yes, absolutely. We are blatherskites.
Are we going to rename the show?
Fort Fun Blatherskite. Fort Fun Friday Blatherskite. It just rolls off the tongue. The next one, and I love this one too, Kerglaff. And this is shock when one first plunges into cold water.
This is a what?
It's the shock one feels when they first jump into cold water. Kerglaff.
Kerglaff. Everybody
Kerglaff.
say it together.
Ooh, Kerglaff. Oh, Kerglaff.
Kerglaff. I mean, I know when I jump into cold water, I go, Kerglaff.
I sometimes say something else. This one, I don't think ever actually. I don't think this one actually ever went away, but dollop.
Like a dollop will do it.
Like a blob of something, a shapeless mass.
Yeah, that went away.
Yeah, I guess so. This one I can't even say. This one's more for your crowd, but
where are we looking?
Kafiklash, something like that. An informal social gathering which includes coffee.
Oh, Kafiklach.
Kafiklach?
Because there's no R.
Yeah, Kafiklach.
Kafiklach. Kafiklach.
Sounds.
Kafiklach.
I need to reach out to Duhart and is that German? Because help me with this. It seems German. The next one, Pocky, which is having a mockle or cynical sense of humor.
What is that?
Pocky.
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 Yep. Some of the other ones that made the list. Oh, you'll love this one.
These are fun to say. That's a fun word to say.
I know.
Pocky.
Patricher.
Patricher?
Patricher.
Patricher. Yeah.
That's how you say it. Patricher. That is the pleasant smell that frequently accompanies the first rain after a long period of warm and dry weather.
Which is really strange because p is a very strong word.
Yeah.
And ch. So the
Patricher.
Yeah, but it doesn't like for
Patricher.
me like
it doesn't flow.
With the
it's very
calm
awkward.
rain like
yeah.
Patricher.
Patricher.
That doesn't.
The waft of the Patricher.
Patricher. It just you would think it would be something a little bit more
pleasant
of a word.
You would think, considering it means a pleasant smell.
Right.
Yeah.
Patricher.
But then there's pettifogger, which of course a pettifogger we all know is an inferior legal practitioner. You know, all those pettifoggers that you see on TV trying to get you to call them if you hurt your pinky. Raw gabbit is a person who speaks confidently but ignorantly. Guilty.
Raw gabbit.
Raw gabbit.
Or gabbit. I have to read these.
Raw gabbit.
Raw gabbit.
Raw gabbit.
And
then
it almost say that fast 10 times. Raw gabbit. Raw gabbit.
No.
You can't do it.
This might be my favorite one. Thunderplump. Thunderplump.
Wait, pause. Everybody think in your mind what you think Thunderplump means. Let's see how. Okay, go.
Thunderplump is a heavy fall of rain during a thunderstorm. Thunderplump. So you can go out and enjoy the Patricher of the aroma from the Thunderplump that happened just moments ago. And then the final one, twinkle. Of course, twinkle is to twang with the fingers on a musical instrument.
Oh, twinkle.
So there's always twinkle in country music.
See, that should be more like with the... Okay.
Yeah.
That just doesn't... I don't know. Should these words come back?
I think they're great. The
Thunderplump.
Williams, who is part of this this group that bringing back the word, said, "I love to picture myself inhaling the Patricher after a summer thunderplump or listening to someone twinkle away on a guitar."
It's really a great selection this year.
He loves these words.
He loves these words.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
I'm with him.
Love them or not.
They're amazing.
But, yeah.
Yeah. So there you go.
There you go. I have no follow-up to that. So.
You shouldn't. It's odd news. That's the whole point. Thank you so much for joining us this week and this beginning of the year for Fort Fun Friday Facts, better known as... We will do our best to see you on Monday and not raw gabbit or... Oh, what's our other word? Oh, I lost it. Raw gabbit or... Where's our other ridiculous word?
At least.
Oh, blatherskite.
Yeah.
The first one.
Raw gabbit or blatherskite.
We'll do our best to not raw gabbit or blatherskite away our time on these live. I shouldn't have even tried. We'll see you Monday for Monday Morning Mindset, better known as. It's been so long, we forgot to tell you, we are Mark and Brandy Aspinall. Living Colorado Elite with Berkshire Hathaway, Colorado Real Estate. Have an amazing weekend, everyone.
We'll see you soon.